right, let's get this cracking. Ah, hello everyone, Soul Commodore back at you again, here with some more acrylic painting. We're going to be working on this series some more, doing all the prep work on these canvases, uh, getting all these stripes ready for when we actually put the figures on them. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Hope you all are having a great day so far. It's a nice Monday, beginning of the week. Hopefully it's not been too stressful a beginning of the week for you. Yeah. So we're just gonna get our palette ready. As you can see, that's the side of the palette that we're gonna focus on. And I'm gonna try and find a dry spot, which is where all this green is. That's fairly dry. We gotta put some red paint. Now, this is gonna be a little interesting because I thought I had more red paint than I did. So we're gonna see what we can get out of these. It will be all right. Oh, well, this one's all dried up. So we will throw this over there. And this. Let's see what we can get. There's still a good amount of paint in this tube. So we'll see what we can do. Got this little key here that we can actually put on the paint tube to squeeze as much paint out of this as we can. There we go. So basically you just twist this up. You can use this, like, you see a lot of people actually use them for like toothpaste and stuff, but actually has quite a lot of utility for paint and such as well. So we'll start with that. We'll start with that amount. Not too much, but I want to make sure we can actually oh, there's a leak in the tube somewhere. Okay, gotta remain cognizant of that. Ah, I got paint all over my hands. We haven't even started painting yet, and I got paint all over my hands. Um, for the sake of posterity, because um, actually not doing anything that like to I might turn off this my webcam here and just use this camera. Um, just because I'm getting sick and tired of this webcam. There we go. I'm getting sick and tired of that webcam just constantly lagging and everything. So we're gonna use this instead. All right. So throw this down here. Now, before we finish this canvas, we did all the stripes on this one. It's going to be in a horizontal position, but I just have it leaning up against the wall this way. You know. So we finished everything on this canvas, and we are going to move this out of the way. And we are going to replace it with this one. There we go. Now, what are the other two colors that are going to be going with the yellow on this one? You might ask. Well, this one is going to be a very pale red and a pale purple. Those are the colors I'm looking for this one. So we'll get ourselves situated, and then we will start taping, because that's the first step here. Is actually taping up the stripes. So we'll get my tape. And actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to turn the webcam back on because I just realized that in order to talk to you guys face to face, I'm going to have to continue turning around. And that won't always go very smoothly. So we got the paint ready. We got our tape ready. Let me just bring up the mock-up I did of the stripe pattern to make sure that we're stripes in the right places. So here we got this first yellow stripe, and then 4, and then the next ones. So a lot of the red ones are actually top-loaded on this one. So this top stripe is going to be red. That up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Texting me. My wife's texting me. Unfortunately, I can't touch the back because the my phone is being used as the camera. It sent me a couple of heart emojis. We like doing that. Just send a couple of heart emojis through the day, so that so that we're thinking of one another. There we go. And we'll look that side. So these two stripes are red. Which one's next? So we got red. This will be purple. Should be down a little bit lower than it is. My line got a little skewed there. Okay. Yo, El, welcome in. How are you? Good to see you. So we got red, purple, red, yellow, purple, red, purple, red. That's the next one. I hope you're doing well. I hope that commission is going well too, that you've been working on. Just got done prepping dinner, but I gotta cook it soon. Ah, fair. Fair. What are you having? Hope it's something tasty. I know that sentence may have sounded weird to some people. It's like, well, why would anybody cook something that isn't tasty? Also, if I were doing this, I'd put little letters to label the colors. Too dumb with shit. I mean, that's fair. To be fair, I have a mock-up that's up on the screen right now. Just a little. Well, actually, I can. Can I? I don't know. Hold on, just a minute. I'll show you what I've got. Here, I'll put that there. Oh no, that just shows the browser. It doesn't show my actual screen, like my desktop. Anyway, I've got a little mock-up that has like the colors in the order that I just did in Photoshop, um, just to make sure I've got things in the right order. But labeling them with little letters isn't a bad idea. That's actually a pretty smart idea. I did the mock-ups mostly. I mean, partly to get the order, but also mostly to see how the colors, like what kind of colors I wanted, because I knew I wanted them to be more pastel, but I wanted to make sure that they'd actually look good together. And I think they do, but I could be wrong. That's the thing about art; it's in the eye of the beholder. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it might seem weird to some of you who are watching to say something like, "I hope your dinner's tasty." It's like, well, why would you make something that isn't tasty? Honestly, sometimes, I mean, I've had plenty of times in my life where I've had to do this. Sometimes you just need to eat something. Whether it's tasty or not isn't the priority. You just need to eat. You hope it'll be good, but yeah, sometimes you just gotta eat. Lemon pepper chicken, nice, nice. That does sound tasty. Lemon pepper chicken's so good. All right. We got yellow, purple, yellow, red, yellow, purple. Okay. Trying my best. Oh, it's your roommate's favorite thing that you make. Nice, nice. There you go. Well, that's good then. I'm glad you're making that. Um, I determined after doing all the yellows that I'm not so much concerned with all of these stripes being equidistant and being the exact same size. I mean, I think they're pretty close, and I did measure everything. But I did notice that some of these lines aren't the most parallel, just because like the canvas bent while I was drawing the lines, and I didn't account for that. Um, but as long as they're relatively the same size, that's good enough for me. They don't have to be perfect. There we go. All right, move this over a little. So I'm not blocking too much of the view. I don't want to be doing that. Okay, stop shaking. Thank you. All right, now we'll mix up this red. First, we got to get all the paint and water out of this brush, the brush that we have been using. Speaking of brushes and everything, over the weekend well, we didn't finish, but we painted our deck. We still got to put the second coat on, and we still have to do the railings. But we wanted to get the flat areas done before it rained on Sunday. So Saturday we did that, and then we went to a concert later that night with some friends. But our deck is currently a kind of a brick color that we're both very happy with. Much better than the pale blue that it was because I'm pretty sure we're pretty sure that they just put that color on when they were selling the house to make it look all right, and then it all started coming off with all the rain and snow and all that. So it wasn't actually like weatherproof paint. I'm saying. Pink than I want, so we're gonna add just a touch of yellow. Just a touch, just a tad. Because I don't want this to be orange either. But I don't want it to just be straight pink. Red and some more white. There's a lot of things they did to your house that they did just to sell it. Bad flip job. That's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you know what? I blame a lot. Like there was a whole run of like those shows on like TLC back in the day, um, that made it look super glamorous and like super smart to like flip houses without taking into account how difficult it actually is. And the houses aren't like just playthings that you can just do stuff like that with. Let's actually load up right there. That's the color. Which again, it is a pink, but it's not as pink as it was looking on the palette. There we go. Also, I hope those of you who celebrate Cinco de Mayo had a good Cinco de Mayo this weekend. One of my closest friends, her birthday is actually on Cinco de Mayo. And it's kind of cool because her best friend that she grew up with, and it's still like best friends now, because we were all on the same floor in university. She they were both born 2 days apart. One was born on Cinco de Mayo and the other May 3rd. So it's kind of cool. I love it when stuff like that happens. Like all of my nieces and nephews too, like their birthdays are right around the same time as other people's birthdays, who I'm close to. So they all end up being kind of a shared birthday, which is nice. Let's get this on. Hey, it's looking good. There we go. Oh, Soul, I saw a short about an acrylic artist that I liked and wanted to show you. Oh, cool. Cool. Let me see that. Oh, I've seen this short. Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. You know what? I'm gonna watch this real quick. Where's my screen that I need? There we go. Yeah, sorry everybody. We're gonna watch this really quick.
Okay, watch this.
Oh no, oh, I know why the quality did that. Hold on. My internet has been really slow today, and I wish it wasn't. Either that or I just need to update Firefox, which that might be it too. All right. Let's reload this so it's not super blurry, shall we? Thank you. The video is all the way over here, but that's fine. Nothing I can do about that. I mean, I could move my browser window, but nah.
Okay, watch this. Oh, that's my favorite thing that I've seen in a long time. Okay, this is the process of that first canvas of that diptych. Look at that pink underpainting. Look how many colors there are. Yes, they're crazy, but somehow they all work. Okay, this highlighting part is my favorite part. Wow. This is the second canvas for that diptych. How many layers of paint? It's amazing. And everything just glows. He has blue face, which doesn't make sense, but like it does. Okay, that's my favorite part. Watch them come together. These are by Maria Guimaraes. It's so good. What? And everything's just so perfect. The colors, the melancholic look of the girls, the green hairline. And the boss,
Mm-hmm.
are you kidding me? I don't even want to watch it. It's too good. Okay, well,
So good. So good. Thank you for sharing, Elle. All right, let's get back here. Some excellent color theory from this artist. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's really, really good. There we go. All right. And the brush skills to pull it off. That too. That too. I wish I had that. Not only like the color theory and the brush skills and all that, but also like the excellent anatomy, which I'm looking for this show. The stuff I do for this show, I'm looking for it to actually improve on. You want to improve every single time you do something. Um, so I'm hoping that my figure work has improved for this particular show, but I don't think it's improved to that. but I'm hoping it'll be better than everything I did for the Quiet Part Out Loud. You always, you always want to improve. So, got this top one. One thing I've noticed over the process of doing a lot of paintings over these years is, for whatever reason, red paint doesn't go as far, I find, as the other colors. Like the cadmium yellow hue is the thinnest out of all of them, but even mixed with just white, it goes a lot further than the red does, which is very interesting. I want to go back to painting portraits so bad. Every time I see work like that, yeah, yeah. Every single time I see something like that, I'm like, man, I need to get back on the canvas and do some practice. But yeah, thank you for sharing. I saw that on Instagram uh, a couple of weeks ago, and I was also blown away by the color theory and all. Uh, masterful, masterful. Okay. This is giving us a fairly even tone, though. It's not perfectly even, but it's even enough for me. All right, that's two down. Two down. Three to go. This one that I spilled some paint water on. So we'll do our best to cover that up. I don't know how I did that, but clearly I did. Too perfect on a canvas. You might as well work digital and print it. I want to see the brush strokes. Fair, fair. Yeah, there is something about seeing the actual like tactile brushwork in a piece. Even though I tend to smooth things out on my own pieces, you can still see that there was like painting done. Because I don't do a good enough job of hiding all of the paint, all of the brush strokes. I had a teacher in high school. Well, actually, he wasn't my teacher. He was just another art teacher at the school. Um, or was it the sub? I forget whether it was the actual art teacher, uh, the second art teacher at the school, or if it was a substitute teacher who came in from my actual art teacher one time. Anyway, one of these dudes uh, was adamant that regardless of the medium you're working in, that you do your absolute level best, hide anything that you see as an imperfection. And for his own work, that meant brushstrokes. It must have been a sub because the teacher, the other art teacher, was big into pottery as opposed to other media. He did a lot of pottery and stuff. So it must have been a sub. It was like with my, yeah, basically said like with his work, like anything that he perceived as a mistake or an error, he did his absolute best to hide it. And for him, that meant brushstrokes. All right, that's three down. We just got these two to go. And it looks like we're gonna have enough red paint to move on to the purple, which is exciting because I wasn't sure because we can still get some more out of the two, and we still have a fair amount on the palette. It wouldn't surprise me if this dude hated Bob Ross. I remember early on, speaking of Bob Ross, because like he does a lot of landscape paintings and everything. I'm not sure if any of you know who the Group of Seven is, but Group of Seven were a very famous group of Canadian painters. Um, there were seven of them, plus I think another person. Um, there was a woman who did a lot of contemporary stuff with them. Anyway, what they would do is they would go out into the Canadian wilderness, especially the Canadian Shield, with all the rock escarpments and all that, and paint the wildlife. And they all had a fairly distinct style. Um, Fairly distinct style amongst the group of them. Um, and I remember very early on in our relationship, um, my wife surprised me with a day trip, and we were heading up towards Canada's Wonderland, and I was like, ooh, I don't think I actually broke to her that I don't particularly like roller coasters and stuff. So I wonder if she's taking me there. But it wasn't. She was taking me to a gallery that had a bunch of works by the Group of Seven, and a bunch of other stuff in there too. Like there was a lot of Native American artwork, indigenous artwork. There's an exhibition actually about black artists around the globe, um, and then like a whole lot of like just cool contemporary stuff. It was a very cool gallery. We need to go back sometime. But I remember thinking that I accidentally blew it because a little time before we went on this trip, um, I had let her know that I wasn't a huge fan of the Group of Seven because we were just talking about art and stuff, and I was like, I don't really like the Group of Seven. Um, it's not that they weren't talented and that they didn't do good work. I mean, their work is marvelous. It's just that wilderness work doesn't really inspire me per se. Um, like looking at paintings of mountains and trees and stuff like doesn't really it doesn't speak to me in the way that it speaks to a lot of other people. But I definitely respect the work, and I respect anybody who does that kind of work, um, because it looks very good and it takes a lot of hard work and skill to to do that, and to develop your own style as an artist. But that's just not it's not my favorite thing. And I was so worried that I blew that day trip when we got there and realized it was a group set. And I was I think I did a good job of conveying to her that um, the fact that she planned this trip as a surprise. Regardless of the artists in there, I was very, very touched that she would do that. Because I think it was for my birthday, if I'm remembering correctly. Um, but anyways, I did my best to make it very clear to her, like, regardless of how I feel about any of the artists in this gallery, um, I'm very touched that you put this together. You know, um, and it was great. It was a great gallery trip. Um, and if I remember correctly, they had a bunch of stuff by all of the group of seven, but the one there's one person in the group of seven whose style I actually dig. It's still not my favorite subject matter, um, but there's one member of the group of seven whose style I really really like. I'll just bring up his name because I know it's Lauren something, but it's escaping me. Lauren Harris. Lauren Harris. The way that he painted was really really cool. So because I have it up here, the group of seven were originally consisted of Franklin Carmichael, Lauren Harris, A.Y. Jackson, Frank Johnston, Arthur Lismer, J.E.H. McDonald, and Frederick Varley. Um, but there was also A.J. Casson was invited to join. Edwin Holgate became a member in 1930, and Lionel Lemoyne Fitzgerald joined as well. Two artists associated with the group are Tom Thompson and Emily Carr. Emily Carr is the woman I was talking about earlier. Um, and Thompson had a significant influence on the group. Um, yeah, but all very skilled artists and did fantastic work. It's just not my favorite subject matter. Um, but that was a really great trip with my wife. Back when we were just a fairly newly boyfriend and girlfriend. So part of me was also worried, like, oh no, did I blow the our relationship? I didn't think that much. I didn't think I really had blown the relationship, but you know, you get those anxieties, like, oh no. But clearly I didn't, because now we're married. So, and then we did end up going to. You're not super excited by nature landscapes either. Yeah, we all have our things that we enjoy. Yeah. Like I said, I mean the very very skilled work, but it just doesn't excite me as much as other subject matter. Oh, I was gonna post a link to one of Lauren Harris's paintings. Um, as soon as I get done this, I'll do that so that y'all get a sense of the why I dig this one group of members' work. He just had his own take on it, you know. He put his own spin on it. Like I said, they all had their own styles, but Lauren Harris, you can actually see like there's like some almost it seems like indigenous influence with his work. That's the background part of the piece for me. Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, Lauren Harris had a fantastic hairdo and mustache. Uh, Lauren Harris. Okay, which one do I want to show? Which is the best showcase of his work? You know what? This one. Open link in new, or open image in new tab. There we go. Man, I would love a contemporary artist deep dive from you on YouTube. Ah, that's very nice. Uh, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Maybe we'll talk about Jackson Pollock. My mother-in-law hates Jackson Pollock. I mean, a lot of people hate Jackson Pollock. I mean, she's never said this, but um, a lot of people say, like, man, I could have done that. You know, just dripping paint all over it. Like, I could have done that. It's like, well, yeah, but you didn't. And nobody really before Jackson Pollock had done it. So I know what to tell you. But yeah, that link there is a one of Lauren Harris's work, one of his pieces. That I quite enjoy. Like his style is very distinct from the other members of the group of seven. And when we went to that art gallery, a lot of the artists, I mean, a lot of the group of seven's work that was showcased was Lauren Harris's work. So it's like, all right, that's a win. I hate that his managery person uh, pushed women out of the way for Jackson. They were a pair of right old that. Ah, that's true. That's true. You talking about because like his wife was his manager, but you're talking about Clement Greenberg, the art critic, because I know he had some controversies in that he wouldn't write about women. Yeah, yeah, he wouldn't write about women artists as much as he should have because there were a lot of. I mean, shoot, Jackson Pollock's wife, Lee Krasner, was a very she should have been celebrated for her work more than she was because she created fantastic work. There were a lot of women at that time who were creating just amazing pieces that didn't really get the light of day. And out of that whole group of people, and I may be biased because I read a biography about him by his daughter, but out of that whole scene, the one artist that intrigues me the most out of all of them, in terms of like who they were as a person, is Philip Guston, because his wife was also a painter, um, but then she kind of gave up painting and started turning more to poetry. Um, right around the time that they had their daughter. Um, but his work went through a wild transformation. Like he had like three or four distinct phases of his career. He also made a lot of people mad late in his career, and I'm sure some of you heard the controversies about the retrospectives of Philip Guston's work because a lot of his later work featured images of cartoonish caricatures of KKK members, and he portrayed them as like bumbling idiots in his work. But it was seen in the wake of like all of the Black Lives Matter protests. He was supposed to have this big retrospective, and the gallery just deemed it a little too sensitive a topic um, to showcase his work at that particular time. Which I understand the reasoning, but was a little bit of a shame. But he was a fascinating character. Philip Guston was. And if you have the chance to pick it up, I implore all of you I'll actually get out my phone. Gotta cook dinner, so I'm putting you on the phone. Means I can't type. Hey, no worries, no worries, no worries. Uh, Also, I'm bad with names, or I wouldn't name. Also, no worries. I find that I'm bad with names, but I'm good with faces. Um, but I hope you enjoy your dinner. Hope cooking goes well, and hopefully, uh, hopefully, I'm still able to. Hopefully, this still conveys through the phone um, while I'm painting. But enjoy your dinner, El. I'll give you a little cook and lurk song. I always feel like somebody's watching me, specifically while I cook. Um, but I implore all of you, like, if you are interested in reading about artists and reading about their troubles and their triumphs and all that, this book, Night Studio, uh, is a memoir of Philip Guston that was written by his daughter, Musa Mayer. And it's really, really, really good. Um, Overall, like I will have to say, like I'm not a humongous fan of Philip Guston's actual works, but learning about the man and who he was as an artist and the things that he struggled with as an artist and uh, the things he struggled with in terms of being a parent and being a husband, you know, um, and all of that. It's really, I mean, I like learning about people's lives. I like reading about people's lives. Like when I was a kid, one of my favorite channels was a biography channel. You know? Because I like learning about people that way, learning their stories, learning their histories, and all that. So it's a really fascinating look. It really good book, really good memoir. Because also Musa doesn't like his daughter doesn't pull any punches. Um, she bears a lot of stuff about her dad, uh, and some of it's less than savory. You know, not salacious in any way. Like it's not one of those memoirs, but it's just like like he wasn't always the best dad. Certainly wasn't always the best husband, and he was very mercurial about his work and his place in the art world. And you know, there was a stretch there where he didn't paint at all for like a number of years. So it's just a very fascinating look at the man. All right, so got our pink stripes here. And because we've got these pink stripes here, we can finally take off this tape. So you're gonna get some more ASMR, everybody. Once again, the tape worked very well, at least on that. Uh, Very nice. We got a little bit of leakage there. That's all right. We can clean that up. Like some here, and then I gotta clean up some of the paint water that spilled here. But that's all right. I'll take it. That one was clean. Matter of fact, while I'm here, let me clean off my brush and actually just do it now. It's no time like the present, after all. If not me, who? If not now, when? Got some yellow and white already. Canvas. Or on the palette. There also is yellow and white on the canvas, but See if I can get that color roughly without picking up any of the red by accident. Okay. Back. For this particular part. Now we'll move back over here. Some more yellow and white. More white than yellow. Kind of lighten this up a bit. You're gonna have to wait a little bit for the pink to dry. Otherwise, a lot of it is going to blend, which is not what I want. So yeah, we'll wait for that to dry, and then we'll go over it again. But we did a pretty good job of fixing it. Next bit of tape. Pull this one this way. Change it up a little bit. Now, I think rather than moving on to the purple on this canvas, I think it would actually be smart to move back over to another canvas to make sure that the pink completely dries. I think it'd be smart to wait for this pink to completely dry before we do the purple. So the purple will be the last color we do. And instead, we're going to move on to the tan color. It isn't quite the order I wanted to do things in, but I think it just makes more sense. There goes my webcam lagging a whole bunch again. It won't take this very long to dry, but I really want it to be dry before I do, because I got to put tape on it, right? Like it'll be fine to do the purple here, here, and here. But I don't want to do the purple here or here or here because the tape is just going to pick up the paint that we just put down. Saving the best for last, phone L. There you go, your phone persona. Your persona, if you will. That was about fun. That was not an A1 pun. All right. So we'll move these out of the way, and we'll bring over this last canvas. here. And we will do the brown color, but first we need to tape this up, of course. This one's nice because we know where the brown stripes are. So I don't need to look at my reference. I will look at my reference in a minute just to see exactly the tone of the tan that I want. Make sure I get that right. I have my bot logged on just because of all the hoops I have to jump through to log in as myself. I mean, hey, that is fair enough. I don't mind at all. I think because I was talking about May birthdays earlier. It is my sister-in-law's birthday this month as well. Not until later this month, though. Okay, there's one. It'd be easier to put this up here. Be a better view for you all too. I didn't realize it was hooked on the net. Ah, let's do that again. Except let's not hook it on the nail this time. There we go. You know what's really terrible now? I mean, it's been terrible for a long time, but it was definitely amplified today. Today, I was looking to see if I could find a video essay on. I'm sure you guys have seen it on like if you're on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I'm not on TikTok, but I am on the gram. Um, I'm sure you've seen those videos that are like, this is what being a kid in the 2000s was like, or whatever. Like all those like nostalgia videos. And I wanted to find, because they always have like the same type of like music, right? That's kind of tied to like liminality and nostalgia in some way, and it's like lo-fi and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to find on YouTube. I wanted to see if I could find a video essay that was about what is it about that music and those videos that make us feel nostalgic? Like what is it exactly? But every single time I searched, like even if I put the words video essay in it, it just gave me like 20,000 videos of like, hey, this is here's some music to make you feel like you're 10 again. Like, and all the nostalgia things, like kids from it. And it's like that wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for a video essay to explain why it is that we feel these certain ways when this music plays, or stuff like that. But it's not what it was giving me. It was very frustrating. I'm sure somebody's talked about it, but the algorithm wasn't giving it. Also, it's kind of funny. I feel like there's almost like a certain dystopian quality to saying like, oh, the algorithm didn't do this, the algorithm didn't do that. The I don't know. It's kind of a somewhat unsettling. I suppose I could be the change I want to see in the world and be the one to do a video essay on that, but I don't even know where I'd start. As I mentioned before, even like these songs, like these lo-fi uh, hip hop songs that play, um, even they sometimes make me feel nostalgic, um, which is interesting because like I only really started listening to like lo-fi stuff and particularly the free lo-fi stuff for these streams. Um, because I wanted to have some sort of music in the background, and it's like, well, this is free to use music, so I guess we'll do that. I never had a problem with lo-fi before, but I can't say that I've ever really listened to it. Um, Now I listen to it quite a bit, and there are times where I feel very nostalgic. There are times in my life where I didn't listen to this music at all. You know, like the times long before I started even thinking of streaming. Like when I first moved up this way to become an artist, um, I never even gave lo-fi music a second thought. But eh. So there's got to be something about it that triggers some sort of nostalgia in people, but I don't know what that is. Okay, so of course we are dealing with a brown tone, and because we're dealing with brown, we need our three primary colors and whites. I don't think I'm going to add any black to it, at least not right now, because I don't want this to be a dark brown. I should be able to get the tone of brown that I want with the three primary colors and some white. If I can't, then I'll add some black to it, but I'm gonna get our cerulean blue right here. Put that where it existed before. We'll get some more yellow. Oh, and L, because I know you're listening, you don't have to respond, but I went and got that sketch paper. I'm still waiting on the transfer paper to come in because I ordered it online. Because I just got like a roll of it, almost like a saran wrap, um, or parchment paper, except it's the transfer paper. So I think once we get these stripes done, the next thing I'm going to do is going to start, because I've gotten 4 of the people's portraits so far. 4 of the people have sent me the portraits they want me to use. So um, the next time we get together, I think I'll start drawing out those people on the big paper and then start transferring them onto this, which will be on Thursday. This thing glued shut. There we go. Put that. All right. White paint, relax. There we go. Okay. And that should be enough red. So now we've got our palette loaded up with our red, yellow, blue, and white. And I think we'll make the brown where the over near the yellow, because when we do the purple, I won't need the yellow at all. So we'll make it over here. Since you have the paper, you can start the sketches. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Let me see the bring up my reference just to make sure I get the tone of brown that I want. Yeah. Okay. Well, scrunching up my floor mat. There we go. Okay, so get a lot of yellow. A little bit of blue. Get some red in there. Red really dominates, but it's okay. Finally, white. Some more blue in there, actually. There's the color I want. We got there. Took us a minute, but we got there. And that is a lot of paint on the brush. But that's okay. Because that's the brown that we want. Well, I mean, you guys might want a different brown. This is the brown I want. I can't speak to the browns that you want. And this probably won't be a consistent brown all the way across, but once again, it'll be close enough. I can hear my wife talking on the phone, and she's getting excited about something, and like kind of laughing about it. I not that I'm hoping for this to happen, but I am going to relish the day that someone comes in here and is like, "You talk about your wife too much." It's like, well, excuse me, I love my wife. She's my favorite person. I'm gonna talk about her. She's fantastic. There we go. I don't think any of you find people will do that, actually. I've been very lucky that my stream doesn't tend to attract assholes, which is nice. Very nice. Definitely lucked out that way. Because you never can tell with the internet. Yeah, that's a good brown. Oh, actually, she might be playing Just Dance with our one of our friends from downstairs. That might be what they're doing. There we go. All right, so that's one down. Now we get to do it again. We'll take some blue, some yellow, some red. Mix that together first. Big old swath of white. I need that to be a warmer brown. How's that? Oh, actually, that's more of the color that I want. I might have to redo that first stripe because this is more color than I want. A lot more tan. I'm just gonna throw that on here so that there's less paint on the brush. Make it a little easier to work with. And then we'll just get some white and we'll blend that right in on the canvas. Some more white. That up here. Just even that out some more. being careful not to accidentally overlap any of the colors we already have, like putting any of the brown in this blue. I had to see someone else do my lazy man shit of mixing colors on the painting. Yeah. I mean, why not? Much easier, that's for sure. Lighten that too much. All right. We're just redoing this top stripe because it wasn't, having done this stripe, the top wasn't quite the color that I wanted. But now we're just doing it again. It may seem like very much of a mess, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. Well, maybe. Maybe I do. And if this isn't quite the color that I want, what we're gonna do is actually just wait for the top strip to dry, and then we'll eventually get the color we want. We'll just continually blend this until I'm happy with it. Again, it doesn't have to be perfectly blended. Just want it relatively even. It looks like it is now. It's not a mistake. It's glazing for more depth. There you go. There you go. I knew the brown was going to be the hardest of all the colors to keep consistent. Just because it's a mix of like 4 colors all together. So I knew it was going to be and take some work. Just try our best. Put this slightly darker tone on the canvas, and then we will eventually lighten it with some white right on the canvas. Oh, that's way too dark. But that's okay. Like I said, we'll lighten it in a second. Right now. I'm gonna also add some red, yellow to that. Lighten it. Give a little bit more warmth to it. Just like so. The camera's making it look a lot more even than it actually is, but we're getting there. Yeah, I think they're playing Just Dance. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. This top one, again, I'm going to have to redo this one, but we got to wait till it's dry. Okay. Now we're going to flip this over. I'm going to get any of the yellow paint that I accidentally put on my hands on the canvas. I'm just going to side tack slightly and say that I'm very happy with a piece that I did recently that was supposed to be just a warm-up sketch. Hey, there you go. Also, like, we're talking about like other people's work. I mean, by all means, please uh, speak on the things that you're happy about with your own work. You know, we celebrate that here. But that's very, very good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. Especially given that it was a warm up piece too. You know, it's nice when those little surprises happen. You're just trying stuff out, just practicing stuff, and it's like, oh, actually, then you try some more stuff, and you're like, oh shit, this actually turned out a lot better than I was expecting. In the weight loss community, at least on Reddit, there are things called scale victories, where it's obviously like, you know, the actual scale number is going down. There's also non-scale victories, right? Um, and I think that it got away from me. I think in that respect, with art, there could be something similar, like you just described, um, where there is stuff that we go out and intend to do that is successful, and then there's the non-scale victories where we're just, you know, trying stuff out, and it turns out to be successful, you know, and those are always nice. Those are always a good feeling. And I just realized I didn't really give an example of what a non-scale victory is. It's like uh, stuff that isn't measurable by just a number on a scale. Like you fit into a shirt that you've been wanting to fit into for a while. You went out to you went out to dance and you didn't feel self-conscious or something like that. You know, um, where it's just good feelings involved with whatever your weight goal is, that isn't necessarily tied to a number on a scale. And in that way, I think it's similar with the what you just described, Elle, because it's something that you didn't. And it wasn't a goal. It wasn't something that you set out intending to do. Um, but it ended up being a victory anyway, which is yeah, definitely worth talking about and celebrating. But yeah, that goes for everybody watching. If you've got art related stuff or even life related, whatever it is, if you're feeling good about something, feel free to drop it in chat. You know, we we're all about feeling good here. We sometimes talk about some heavy stuff, you know, because I think that's necessary. But we're not. I'm not ever going to shame someone for being like, "Hey, I know this is your stream, but I just wanted to talk about this painting that I'm working on." It's like, "Oh, please, by all means." What was the? I know you're cooking. I know you're cooking, but when you get a chance, feel free to let me know what the piece was. What's going to happen too is like once I put the figures on here, whether I end up painting them or drawing them, whatever it is I end up doing, um, I'm going to go around the borders of themselves, like around the borders of the faces, and kind of like reinforce the background color a little more. So it's in my Discord, but hard to get to on my phone. Two Gen X for that. It's the Mafia Princeps rare piece. Uh, Color grading came out stylish. Ooh, cool. Well, I'll have to check that out once once the stream ends. So we got one more of these, and I know I got to fix the one, uh, but I might do that off camera so that we can move on to the purple, because we only got about 20 minutes left, but I do want to at least start the so I think that's what we'll do. Get this last stripe on, pull the tape off, and then we'll get to the purple. I know color-wise, this is very different than anything I've done before. But I think that's important for my own practice. Is I want to start branching out and doing stuff that I haven't done before. You know, because there's a good chunk of my work from a couple of years ago that everything was different, but it had kind of the same vibe to it, stylistically. And now I want to branch out a little more, do some different things. I want to shock the world. No, but I want to do stuff like even the subject matter because I've started doing stuff that's a lot more personal. So that's been like a change. Well, between like the quiet part out loud and now this one, the anybody but myself, where it's obviously personal but also can be universally uh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a universal thing too, you know. Time to eat. Take it easy. Hey, well, thank you for hanging out, El. Really do appreciate you. I hope you have a good dinner. And actually, we're getting towards the end here too. So if you're gonna go eat, I might save the purple for Thursday because I know how much you love purple. So I think I'll save the purple for Thursday, and we'll just finish up the brown today because I wouldn't want you to miss that. We're gonna be ending in 10 minutes anyway, so I think we'll do that. But enjoy your dinner. Always fantastic to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. All right, there we go. So now, of course, it is time to see what the damage is in terms of how clean this line is. That actually turned out very, very clean. I'm very pleased. You are purple. Yes. Yes, you are. Which is why, like you said, we're saving the best for last. Personally, I'm not always the biggest fan of purple, but hey, you know what? The right shade of purple is a is a beautiful thing. I definitely prefer myself. I prefer the more bluish purples than the reddish purples, personally. I definitely lean more toward indigo and violet than I do like, say, like a dark fuchsia or anything like that. But hey, different strokes for different folks. Okay, we're gonna flip this around. Again, try not to mess up any of the paint that we already put on here. We'll try our best. I think that went pretty well. And actually, now that I look at it, I don't think I have to actually change much about this brown up here. Keep it the way it is. Yeah, we're just gonna keep it the way it is. Okay, so we did get a tiny bit of bleed there, but not too bad. Definitely fixable. Now it's fairly clean. All right, two more. There we go. Nice. That turned out pretty much how I wanted it to, which doesn't always happen, so I'm very happy with that. So we'll throw that there, and we'll throw this other one that we already completed here. Then we'll put the one we did today. We'll showcase that too, if we can. There we go. Put it there. Yeah. All right. So this is what we did today. We got these this canvas was already done. We got this one done, and we have one more color to put on here. We're getting very close to having all this prep work done, and then we can move on to actually putting the figures in these. So I'm very excited for that. Hopefully y'all are excited for that. The next time we're gonna work on these, we're gonna put the purple on here on Thursday at 6 p.m. We'll stream that. But with that, thank you everybody for coming on out. Really do appreciate all of y'all. Where do I need to look? I think I need to look right there. But thank you for hanging out. Really do appreciate all y'all. Um, like I said, the next art stream is going to be 6 p.m. on Thursday. It's weird seeing me talk in two different two different video feeds. Uh, but tomorrow at 4:15 p.m. we will be playing some more Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Uh, we'll be playing through my favorite chapter in the game, Chapter 6. So that'll be tomorrow afternoon. So feel free to join us for that if you like. Um, and today I do have to. If we raided someone, I'd have to raid and run, and I don't really have any art friends on right now um, that I can see. Uh, So I think we might just end it like we usually raid, but I don't want to raid and run a stranger. So yeah, actually, no. You know what? We are going to go say hello to 8-Bit Blues. Just showed up. He's not doing art, but I haven't seen 8-Bit Blues in a minute, and he's playing Celeste, which we were supposed to play Celeste on Sunday, and then I got busy. Um, so we're gonna go say hi to 8-Bit Blues. But once again, thank you everybody for coming out. Really do appreciate seeing all y'all. Um, and let's raid channel 8-Bit Blues. Yeah, we'll go say hi to 8-Bit. Hope he's doing well. All right. So thank you all for coming in. Really do appreciate all y'all once again. And we will see you next time. All right. Take it easy, yo.
I want to say this level took us 3 days.